Imagine a world where lawmakers must swap their suits for combat boots if they vote for war. Well, Representative Anna Paulina Luna of Florida is proposing just that with the SCHUMER Act, targeting those who advocate for military support for Ukraine. We're going to get into the audacious proposal and the fiery debate it sparked. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. Have you heard about the absolutely ingenious legislation that the Congresswoman just proposed? I'm sure Chuck Schumer and the rest of the D.C. swamp creatures wish this never saw the light of day. Representative Anna Paulina Luna, a Republican from Florida, has written a bill that would force members of Congress to enlist in the military if they advocate sending our troops to fight in Ukraine. How epic is that? She named the bill the SCHUMER Act, which stands for Senators Can Help Underpin Military Engagement and Readiness Act. As you can guess, she's calling out Chuck Schumer and his constant warmongering when it comes to Ukraine. Old Chuck recently threatened that young Americans could be in danger if Congress doesn't hand over another $60 billion to Ukraine. He was talking about the disastrous Senate border bill that just so happened to have $60 billion going to Ukraine, by the way. Now, thank God that bill drowned a very slow and painful death. But talk about extortion. He basically said, fund my war profiteering operation, or I'll find a way to start sending your kids off to battle. Are you kidding me? I can't wait for the day that someone with a much higher IQ than me comes along and does the due diligence to figure out how much of the money that we have sent to Ukraine so far did a U-turn and came right back to the states and filtered into Democrat campaign coffers. I'd love to know that, wouldn't you? But we do know that many of the politicians that keep pushing for money to go to Ukraine get large donations from the military-industrial complex who get the contracts to build the weapons of war that we are sending over to Ukraine. So the way it goes is we send money to Ukraine, and then they use that money to purchase the weapons who just happen to have their manufacturing plants inside a Democrat district or a rhino who keep pushing for Ukraine to get the money in order to buy those weapons. That's the whole reason why they keep pushing Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. Okay, so here is Chuck Schumer on MSNBC talking to the woman who married the guy who looks a lot like the kid up on the bridge with the banjo in the movie Deliverance, where she's throwing him a bone to trash Republicans over the bill while he places the blame for his bill's unpopularity on, you guessed it, Donald Trump. Give it a watch.
You've said that you worked very closely with Leader McConnell on this bill. Now that we see what's in it, seems to be as bipartisan as it gets. Why wouldn't both sides really want this to go through?
Well, it's a great question, Mika. Look, it took a long time, 4 months of arduous negotiations. They fell off the tracks a whole bunch of times. I had to be on the phone even at midnight.
At midnight, folks.
Keep going.
Oh, you gotta keep.
We're at a turning point in America. This bill is crucial, and history will look back on it and say,
it's crucial that they get the money in their coffers to get reelected. It's crucial.
Did America fail itself? Why is it crucial?
America could argue that it failed itself by putting your ass in charge of the Senate.
Well, if we don't aid Ukraine...
He just almost said, Russia, if we don't aid Ukraine...
We'll walk all over Ukraine. We will lose the war. And we could be fighting in Eastern Europe in a NATO ally in a few years. Americans won't like that.
You see that? We could be fighting.
If we don't help Israel defend itself against Hamas, that perpetual war will go on and on and on. If we don't help humanitarian aid to the starving Palestinians in Gaza, hundreds of thousands could...
I thought it was a border bill for the United States and $60 billion for Ukraine. But now he's talking about... Did you notice that Schumer threw in there Israel against Hamas because the old coot knows that conservatives give strong support for Israel because they are the little America over in the Middle East with a bunch of people that want to kill us as much as they want to kill the Jews. So he put that in there so that he'd put a little mental image in for possible Republican voters to go yell at their congressman saying, we need to fund Israel.
Starve. And the border. Everyone has said it's chaos. A speaker, you just saw Speaker Johnson. He said it's chaos. We have to do something legislative a few months ago.
And they didn't do something because what they did, instead of working towards zero illegals crossing our border, They did it so that you can have up to 5,000 of them a day coming through. Guys, they don't need that bill. Thank God it failed, but they never needed it. All they had to do was enforce the laws that are already on the books. They got the laws on the books to solve the problem. But their problem is not the same as what America looks at as a problem. Their problem is they're not letting enough of these people through to become Democrat voters. They look at illegal aliens as unregistered Democrats.
But what has happened, and answer your question, so this is crucial for America. It's a turning point. History is going to look.
You know what? That's enough. The fact of the matter is I am getting sick and tired of these bills that throw multiple things in there that have nothing to do with each other. If you're going to do a bill for the border and claim that it's a fantastic bill and it's a game changer, don't throw funding for a goddamn war in with it. I don't know if Schumer understands it. Maybe he's going the way of Joe Biden's memory problems, but Donald Trump is not in office. Did you see how he blamed Trump? Trump left office in 2021, January. Donald Trump has no power in the government whatsoever right now. Are the Democrats admitting that they are afraid of a private citizen that they are desperately trying to interfere with his campaign for president? Trump, like any other private citizen, has a First Amendment right to say what he thinks about things. And he has the best instincts I've seen for a president in my lifetime. Ronald Reagan was great too, but I think Trump is even better because Trump actually worked with blue collar people most of his adult life. He was around them. He understood them. So for Chuck Schumer to keep blaming Trump for his bills failing just goes to show that a Democrat never admits when they create shitty legislation. I mean, when you think about it, whenever a Democrat program ends in disaster and you jump on them saying, we told you not to do that program because it would end in disaster, their answer is usually, well, things would have been much worse if we did nothing. Can anybody say that things would have been much worse in our country now if Joe Biden had done nothing when he got in? The jobs would have come back because of the way Trump set things up for him. The border was secure, but I digress. Representative Luna made it clear she's not messing around. He tweeted, quote, "To whoever leaked my bill, congratulations, you played yourself. I make no apologies. My bill, the SCHUMER Act, would require members of Congress to fight on the front lines in Ukraine if they support Schumer's calls for American sons and daughters to fight." Now, while Luna's bill has no chance of actually passing in the Senate, you got to respect someone willing to call out the establishment's hypocrisy like this. Representative Luna actually gets it. Good ideas are not going to get past Chuck Schumer and the Senate Democrats. So the smart Republicans in the House realize that their job until 2024 is to fight for the things that the Democrats will shoot down in the Senate, but would be great for America to show American voters that this is what we will do if you give us both houses of Congress in 2024 and Trump in the White House. We will move the country forward again rather than declaring war all over the goddamn place and sending money out so the warmongers can make a boatload of cash for themselves. These warmongers and so-called leaders are always so quick to send our children off to foreign lands to fight for causes that only benefit their cronies. But notice they never dream of picking up a rifle themselves. Luna's bill gets the message out that Democrats are warmongers for money. And the money is used for power. They're using your tax dollars to get more power. That's really all that's to it. The age of chicken hawk politicians beating war drums from the safety of D.C. while working Americans pay the price needs to end. And while Luna's bill won't become law, it's sending a powerful message to the swamp. We see your hypocrisy and we've had enough. All right, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already and share our videos with like-minded friends who want to stay informed with what's really going on. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.
1, 2, 3, your attention's all I need. 4, 5, 6, don't let it slip. I don't have any favorite, just give me any kind. Even if it hurts a bit, I think I will be fine.